Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to make up something completely new that I'm going to call a King of the Hill review. So if you're not familiar with the rules of King of the Hill, you basically have a bunch of competitors, two of them start, and whoever wins the battle will take the throne until someone else beats them. It's kind of a different way to review products, but after yesterday's episode of Game of Thrones, I'm kind of in a fight mood, and also a little bit jumpy. And also I know I'm not going to wear contacts for a very long time. Today I'm going to be talking about blushes because that's currently my makeup obsession. And I'm only going to be doing powder blushes because I don't use or love cream blushes as much to the point where I have really solid opinions about them. And I'm only going to be doing the blushes that I have more than one of because it's natural for a line to be kind of hit and miss, and I think you have a better understanding of a product if you try more than one. And so the categories I'm going to be judging these blushes are things that I find really important for me, which are pigmentation, staying power, how easy it is to apply, so things like how easy it is to blend and if you have to be really careful with them, and also the color range, because I think we're all really frustrated when a line has a lot of colors but they're all kind of like the same neutral, dusty kind of blush. So let's get started. So I've written the names of all the blushes that I'm going to review in this bag, so I'm going to be drawing out two right now. The first one is e.l.f. and Wet n Wild. So I've depotted my Wet n Wild blushes into Z palette, so that's why it's in this little pan here. The texture of Wet n Wild blushes really reminds me of Lorac eyeshadows. They're really soft, really pigmented, very pigmented actually. You just barely touch your brush in there, you have what you need. So I feel like you can go overboard a little bit with this. So I like to use my Sigma F15 dual fiber brush with this because it's not as dense as regular blush brushes, and so you get a lighter application of the product. The staying power of these blushes is really awesome. However, the color range is not great. There are only 4 blushes in this line, but they're all really pretty and wearable, so I'm glad that the ones that they did come out with are all really nice colors. So how does that compare with the e.l.f. blushes? I have the e.l.f. contouring blush and bronzer. So you get, blush and a bronzer, and I have the shade called St. Lucia. It is really pigmented, but it is really powdery, and the appearance of powder can show up on your skin, and my skin has looked pretty cakey in the past with this on, so for this round I'm going to have to give it to Wet n Wild. The next blush I'm going to talk about is Inglot. So I have the Inglot blushes in the form of this custom palette. It's called the Freedom System, and I have 4 of them in this little palette. I don't have the exact shade numbers in these because they're on the back of the pan and I can't get them out. The pigmentation of these is really nice. It's not quite as intense as Wet n Wild, but these are more buildable, which I do like. The texture is a little more powdery than Wet n Wild, not as powdery as e.l.f., but you do have to work a little harder to make it look more natural. The staying power is okay. I'm not, crazy about it. I get about 6 to 8 hours of wear with this before I notice significant fading, and it's a little bit patchy. And the color range of these is not great. If you go into an Inglot store or you look online, you'll see that there are a lot of shades available, but they're all really neutral and muted, so I don't love that. Although I have this, hot pink blush, I believe that there are only 2 blushes that are this kind of like intense bright color. So I think for this round, based on application and staying power, I'm going to go with Wet n Wild still. The next product I'm going to talk about are the MAC powder blushes. So I have this color called Fleur Power, and it's a satin finish blush. It's so nice and soft. Not as soft as Wet n Wild, which makes it a little easier to apply. It's definitely more buildable. And the pigmentation of MAC blushes is so good. It's so consistent, whether you're using a shimmery blush or a matte finish, they're all really good. And of course, as you would expect with MAC, the color range is really awesome. They have great bright colors, great neutral colors, and I think you'll be able to find something that you like, whether you have light or dark skin. So based on color range, I'm gonna have to go to MAC. The next competitor is NARS. So the NARS shade that I have here is called Daydream. It's kind of similar to Fleur Power, I would say. It's kind of like a peachy pink. This was the limited edition color from the spring collection, but a similar color to this is Deep Throat. The pigmentation of NARS blushes, I didn't really think that NARS blushes were very pigmented because they're a little bit harder than MAC blushes. They're you have to, scrub your brush in there a little bit more to get color, but it is very, very buildable. And I think the color range of NARS blushes is pretty insane, actually. They have, colors that you would never think you could wear, like one called Exhibit A, which is a hot orangey red, and also this kind of like dusty lilac color called Sin. And they do come off very true to color. They're not the kind of blush that as long as you blend it enough, they'll look really natural. What you see in the pan is what you get on your cheeks. I think the staying power of MAC and NARS are pretty comparable, but just for, the nicer texture, the nicer blendability, I would have to go with MAC still. So the next blush I'm going to talk about is Tarte. So the Tarte blushes are called the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush, and this shade is called True Love. It's a really, really pretty pink color. The staying power of these Amazonian clay blushes is really unmatched. It says 12 hours. I can definitely vouch for that. Even if your skin is oily, it still stays really, really well. I really love the color range of Tarte blushes. They have a lot of, really pretty peach or coral colors, a lot of really pretty pink colors, and even some darker and neutral colors. And I think it's a little more extensive than MAC, I would say. So I'm gonna go with Tarte for this round. The next competitor is Milani. So I'm gonna be talking about two different Milani blushes because depending on the finish, the quality is very, very different. So this shimmery one is called Dolce Pink, and this matte one is called Bella Rosa. The pigmentation of Milani blushes is really hit and miss. With these kind of light shimmering colors, you really have to scrub your brush down in there to pick up any product, and I feel like what you get on your cheeks is a lot more shimmer than color, which I don't love. And with these matte colors, you have to be really careful because you can get a lot on your brush. So I like to use my duo fiber brush with this too. And these aren't the easiest things to blend. You apply this and you have to really quickly use a fluffy brush to blend it out. So, neither of these I really, really love. So I'm just going to stick with Tarte for now. The next blush I'm going to talk about is Hard Candy. So I have two of these Hard Candy baked blushes, and this shade is called Living Doll. And it's this really pretty shimmery light pink, and in a swatch, it is that color. I mean, so pretty, but when you put on your brush, no color comes out. It's only shimmer, and it's quite chunky shimmer too. So I'm going to stop right there. Tarte. So the last blush I'm going to talk about is Sleek. So Sleek blushes come in singles and also these 3-pan palettes called Blush by 3. This particular shade is called Lace. It's really, really pretty. You get this like orange, this kind of peachy pink with golden shimmer, and this almost red blush. The staying power Sleek blushes is really good, especially with the matte colors. I would say the staying power is very comparable to the Tarte blushes. The color range of Sleek blushes is really, really awesome and fun. I think if you're just looking for that one special trendy color, you're definitely going to be able to find it with Sleek blushes. I think you'll be hard pressed to find, say, like a neutral, dusty rose blush, but these blushes, even the really, really bright colors, they blend out so, so nicely, so they end up looking really natural. For example, this orange, it ends up looking peach, and this pinkish red, it looks like just a little bit of a brighter pink, but still really, really wearable. So I think whether you like a really bright color or a really neutral blush, you're going to find something that you like in this line. So the final winner, I mean, Sleek and Tarte blushes, they're both really, really nice. The staying power is really comparable, and they're both really easy to apply, so I think that makes it very appropriate for makeup beginners. I think ultimately, I'm gonna have to go with Sleek because of the price. Tarte is, I think, $26 or $28 for a single. This 3-pan palette from Sleek is around $14 or $15. And I mean, you just get so much product and so many fun colors to try for your money. I guess my ultimate champion for my blushes will be these Sleek blushes. They're just so nice and pigmented. They're really easy to apply. They stay so well, and they have really, really fun colors to try. Tarte was a really, really close second. The quality of these Tarte blushes is really, really nice. But they're just a little bit pricey, and I wouldn't recommend it for everyone because of the price range. So that's it for this video, guys. This is a fun video for me to kind of think long and hard about what I really think of all my products. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.